Hey everyone, in the previous video we have successfully grabbed our user details here in the web browser. What's the user name, what's the user email, right? So now the time is to save this information into the database. So later on we will log in this user from the database or from this Google account, right? Pulling the detail from the Google account. So here I'm going to save the three type of information in my database. So let me create the three columns in my user table. So here you can create the new migration, or you can add this into the existing one. I'm going to add this into the existing one because I'm on the development phase and I don't have any seeded any data. So here I'm going to first to add the big integer. Make sure to not add this big increment, it's different one. It will add one increment every time when you are entering your something. Okay, so here I'm going to add this Google ID, and this should be nullable by default because someone is registering this and they haven't connected their Google account, so this should be null. Okay, and then we want to store the access token and refresh token. So this should be in the not the string, it should be text because sometimes it will return the longer token. So it will skip some of your string if your length is greater than 255. So you will face issue during the login stuff that this token doesn't match, right? So make sure to save this into the text form or in a um, longer column type. Okay, so here I'm going to name this Google. I'll simply say that Google is good because our table name is user, it's not the Google, so that's why I'm going to name this Google uh, oops access token, right? And this should be also the nullable. Okay, save this one and let's get this the new line. And sorry about the background voices, this is my baby and it's a little bit crying, so please bear it for a moment because I'm shooting this in the same room. Okay, Google refresh token, Google access token, and it's fine. So now let's move to the user model, and I'm going to add this into the fillable property. So here just add this here, okay, this one, and then let's go back here in the migration stuff and let's add this out one more time here, and let's add it here. Okay, now I have added this in the fillable. So now let me refresh this table. I can run the PHP artisan migrate to fresh or refresh, but here in this video I'm going to also show you that how you can execute only single migration. If you have data in other tables, you want to execute only one migration, it's already migrated, so how you can execute it again, right? How you can do this? So simply copy its path from here and just came here to the console. I'm going to clear this console here, just type this PHP artisan. Okay, let me also make this a little bit move top here, PHP artisan migrate, right? And then you need to call this refresh because we want to execute it first drop and then recreate it. And here you can specify with the path, you can define only one migration path. So this would be the double flag and path. So your path should be from your Laravel directory from here, like it's a first database, then migration, and then file name. So similar database slash migrations, okay, migration slash your a path which you copied earlier, right? So just here click on this enter and it says that it's not found, but it's working on the user table, right? It's reloaded this table. Let's click on this user and yes, they have these values, right? Okay, great. And now the time is to save these values into the database. So let me make this a little bit down here. Let's close this one, and here I'm going to first check that this user is exists or not on this decision. I'm going to register my user, or I think my user is already registered, so we don't need to register this here in this case. So we need to just find this user in our database that is it exists, and then I'm going to um, link it. So I'm going to basically get its access token and save this into the database. Okay, so if there is a user, or we can, yeah, if there is a user, so we are going to get the authenticated user. So we can say that this would be the Google user, right? So let me make this Google user, and here I'm going to get the login user, my login user. So this will be inside the user auth slash user, so it will return the authenticated logged in user. So just type this, if there is a user, then I'm going to um, perform what I'm going to basically update its token in the database, and then I'm going to here call this update method to save the token, and I'm going to basically, here we can also find this that for example, if the user is for the first time, we can also create its get its refresh token, and later on we can generate the information using this refresh token, right? So here in this case I'm going to update its refresh token. So in this video I think we haven't get this refresh token, so let me first get the refresh token. So whenever our user is if I delete this Google user, so it's not returning the refresh token, it's returning the null here, right, in the refresh token, like this one, right? How to get the refresh token? So let's click on this chat GPT. I'm going to ask this from the chat GPT, it will help us. How to um, generate a refresh token for Google social login using Laravel Socialite. Okay, here it's going to suggest us that we also need the Google libraries. We will install this later. Here we type this access type offline. Yes, we need to add this thing, and then this will return us this thing direct to Google. Yeah, copy this line. Let's go here and in the redirect just add this property here. So basically it's going to tell the Google client that use this offline, and then it will return this refresh token with the request. So let's go back here, click on this back, click on this back, and let's get refresh. Okay, it's logged out. It's logged out. I refresh this. I dropped my user table, so that's why it's not there. So I'm going to now register this again. Let's type this registered here. Okay, it should be the contact@cdlcell.com. This is our official email, so you can contact us for the projects, or if you need any premium help, you just contact on this email, or you can also post this on our website solution.cdlcell.com, where me and my team is replying you about your queries, right? So here we have also have two comment answered, this one is solved, this one is solved, and answered, so on things, right? So you can post this without the image, and if you have an image you can post it here. We have these members which are already posting there, so you can also contribute there and get the free help from this website. Okay, let's click on this connect Google account. Let's click on this as ECR, and yes, let's click on this, and yes, now in this time it's returning the refresh token here, right? So we can grab this refresh token. So let's click on this here, remove this Google login, and here I'm going to type this Google refresh token. Okay, what would be the value? So it would be the Google user. I made a typo mistake. It's a Google user, not Google. It's a Google user. Okay, Google user, and then I'm going to get its refresh token. What would be the property name? It's a refresh token. So let's copy this for the. I'm going to let's type this again for removing any confusion. Okay, this one is syntax. Here we are storing this. We can also store the Google ID for later purposes. Google ID. So let me get this from here, Google user, and then its ID, right? And we can also store the Google access token. So let's store this Google access token. I will also show you that how you can later on grab this access token from the refresh token. So Google user, and then this will be the, I think only the token. So let me verify it from here. Yeah, it's only token. It's called the refresh access token, and this one is a refresh token. Okay, you can also check its expiry here. It will be expired in these I think these would be the seconds. So you can convert this into the minutes. I think it's around 60 or 120 minute. I'm not sure about this. So you can also find this on the Google documentation. Okay, after saving this one, we want to return this back, right? Return back. So before the not back, I'm going to write this on the dashboard, right? And before this, I'm going to set a session value here, session flash something for the alert, displaying the alert success. I'm naming this session, and account linked successfully, account linked to successfully, right? Save this one and then redirect this back here. So now let's go back because it wouldn't work if you refresh it here. Let's go here, click on this connect Google account, click on this Niazi CR, and yes, a numeric value out of range, Google refresh token. I haven't created this as a big integer. What's showing this? Some text and Google in a big integer. It's throwing exception on this Google refresh token. It's fine. What's showing this? Because we have added this text here, not the any strict to. Yeah, maybe it's throwing on this one and it's behaving like it. So error is here sometime. Yeah, it's throwing on the Google. No. Yeah, I think that's throwing on the Google ID. So let me also make this text. Let's refresh it. Okay, let's go back, fetch, click on this connect, and let's click on this Niazi CR, and yes, and say numeric value out of range, column Google ID. I changed it here, but I unable to refresh this again. So I need to also register my user. So let's go back on the refresh, logged out. Let's register it again. Name this style. As you can also seed this into your database to avoid this. Whenever you are refreshing it, you can create this so from the command. Let's click on this yes. Okay, let's click on this connect Google account, click on this CR. Yeah, it's done, and later on we will also throw the session value, but here let's click on this, and yes, we got the Google ID, Google access token, Google refresh token, right? Everything is there, and in this way we can find our user details, right? And then save this into the database. And you can also check it here that for example you can check this that if you have a user, so you can find its Google ID, right? For example, you have a user which is logged in, so you can check this like user where Google ID is something like Google user ID. So you can find this in this way, like click on it first and then store this into the variable and check this if this user exists or not. Then in on this decision you can save this into the database, register this into the database, or you can update this its detail in the database, right? So you can, if you are implementing this on the login side, but we are implementing this on the dashboard, so we don't need this create stuff. Okay, great, it's working fine. And from the next video we are going to cover our next step, that how we can generate the generate the access token from the refresh token. So thank you so much for watching the video, and if you are enjoying this series, please support me on my mission to shoot the premium course free of cost. So for this you can support us by subscribing the YouTube channel and sharing it with your friends. So I will meet you in the next one. Take care.